I want to do a video on the Crosley Green case, and for some of you who are not familiar with it, it's a young white girl who shot her white boyfriend, and I think the defense said that she says a black man 150 times, which would obviously raise alarms. Similar to the case of Madeleine McCann, but I won't go into that. But she says a black man shot my boyfriend. And even though when the police were called, she gave them the wrong location, she was not treated as a suspect, which usually family, friends, loved ones are the first suspects. But in this case, they overlooked it. And they even overlooked other contradictions. Two people, one white woman, one white guy, took on the case pro bono, which means free of charge, because they believed he was innocent. And the prosecution even blackmailed one sister, saying that if you says that, this innocent black man shot this white guy, you can see your children. This is your time to break free. This is your time, to really live life to the purpose. You can have access to your kids. And even though she recanted her statement within seconds, the prosecution still used that as evidence. When, obviously, 32 years he spent time in prison, 32 years on death row, and they found him innocent. But still, the prosecution argued, well, even despite the new evidence, listen to this very carefully, even despite the new evidence, we would still put him on death row. What I find interesting, a lot of racists who were commenting on the channel 48 Hours, they said, well, he's lucky he did not serve 33 years. They were being satirical. They were playing irony. In other words, they didn't care that this black guy was innocent, this family man. They didn't care that he was innocent. They just wanted to, a bit like the Reform Party, they weren't really interested in justice. Their racism played a part. If you look at my channel, you will know I'm not into this race card. I'm just into truth. It doesn't matter who I attack, whether black, white, trans, whatever. I speak the truth. And in this case, the racist system deliberately kept, they could have, even though they freed him for 2 years, they then put him back inside bars. And he was saying, well, I trust in God. The family were praying and speaking in tongues. Oh, God is on my side. Well, he went back to prison, so interpret that as you like. But they've gathered together, praying in tongues, and Heavenly Father, thank you for releasing him from prison, only for them to put him back behind bars, say he'll never come out of prison until he's 97 years old. How can you believe in a system, a fairness? How can you believe that when you put on trial, that the evidence and not prejudice will convict you? If you look at why you have 8 women on a jury case, 8 women and 4 men, it's because they know it seldom has anything to do with evidence. If a woman is being raped, they know that a man will never convict another man of rape. Hence why they always put eight women on the jury. There's always eight women and lesser men, so that justice will be seen to be done. They will never put an all-male jury to try a rape case. So what it shows, the legal system doesn't go by the law. It's not fair. It's not honest. If it was, you'd randomly select people and say, well, people are honest. You know, if it's 12 men, so be it. Let it be 12 men. But history has shown that people are biased. Can you imagine a white guy being tried by 12 Black Panthers? 12? It's the same scenario. A white person would refuse to be tried by 12 Black Panthers. So you imagine this case, you know, with 48 hours, the Green case, the Crosley Green case. You know, this was 32 years ago, probably a bit more now. So it tells you that some things just do not change. Human beings are human beings. And the guy was innocent. The woman didn't even want to appear on 48 Hours, a girlfriend. Who they said killed her own boyfriend, wouldn't appear on 48 Hours. What does that tell you? She was in hiding, put on loads of weight, and she refused to give her side of the story. Why? Why would you refuse to give your side of the story? It tells you there's prosecution. He knew. Just look at 48 Hours. The Green Crosswell story, right? You look at the prosecution. He knew. But I'm not sure whether he was racist, ignorant, too much pride. But as a result, an innocent black man is going to spend the rest of his life in jail because all you have to do is rob somebody. A black man did it. And people's prejudices, they start to filter in their own minds. They can't think straight. You know, if I was to rob somebody, all I have to do is remember a black man. And I'm guaranteed to get away with it. This is, to be honest, the system is to blame because these people are supposed to be professionals, but they're not.
Oh, pirate, there my mind. This old Italy mansion ship, minute after they took high from the bottomless pit, my head was made strong from the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation, triumphantly